of Parliament. In addition, she served on the Parliamentary Service Commission Staff Disciplinary Committee and National Assembly Staff Training Committee, where her insights and experience enriched staff governance, discipline, and capacity building initiatives. Honorable members, her tenure in Parliament has seen her work alongside many prominent leaders in the country, including the late President Daniel Arap Moi, the late President Mwai Kibaki, the late Honorable Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the former Prime Minister, the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, the late Honorable Martin Shikuku, among others. In the same vein, she has served under 5 speakers of the National Assembly and 8 deputy speakers. The speakers under whom she has served are the Honorable Jonathan Ngeno, the Honorable Francis Ole Kaparo, the Honorable Kenneth Marende, the Honorable Justin Muturi, and yours truly. Indeed, in recognition of her stellar and distinguished, yours truly. Robert Mbuya, are you the one asking? Are you the only stranger in Jerusalem? Indeed, in recognition of her stellar and distinguished services to Parliament and the nation, Ms. Abonyo was awarded the Order of the Grand Warrior, OGW, of Kenya by His Excellency the President in December 2023, again on recommendation by yours truly. Honorable members, Mrs. Abonyo will officially leave the parliamentary service today, 19th February 2026, after 34.5 years of service, covering 8 parliaments from the 6th through to the 13th parliament. Today, being her last day in service as an officer of the House, her presence in the Speaker's procession as well as at the table carries profound parliamentary significance. Permit me to challenge you, Florence, to take the time to document your reflections on Parliament and your remarkable journey within the legislative environment. Your experience and insights will be an invaluable contribution to this House's institutional memory and an inspiration to those who will come after us. On behalf of the National Assembly and that of the Parliamentary Service Commission, and indeed on my own behalf, I wish to extend our profound gratitude to Ms. Abonyo for her dedicated and diligent service to Parliament. We wish her every success in her future endeavors, and may they be met with the same grace, purpose, and excellence that have distinguished her service to this House. Congratulations, Florence, and we wish you well. I've worked with Florence in many committees, and I can tell you there is not a single moment she offended any member, or she was admonished by any chairman, or she caused anybody to frown, or she molested any visitors to the committee. She has always acted with grace, distinction, and commitment to service. So this Parliament, as we see her off, will continue using your services as a resource person as and when we have opportunities for you to do so. And we encourage you to remain a patriotic Kenyan, to remain committed to the service of your country, and we wish you well in your future. Honorable members, I'll now give an opportunity for a few of you for just 2 minutes each to speak to the distinguished career of Florence Abonyo so that we can be able to, I'll dedicate 30 minutes to that, starting with the majority leader, then on the minority side, Millie, and we'll give a few of you. After the majority and minority senior leaders, Florence herself asked me to give 1 or 2 people whom she worked with in this parliament, Kamket, Nabulindo, I don't know if he's here, and Shakil. So let's start with majority leader. Yes. Majority leader, 2 minutes. Nearly 2 minutes, the rest 1 minute each.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me join you, Honorable Speaker, and the House, first in congratulating Florence for her many years and stellar years of service to Parliament, particularly the National Assembly, and to the people of Kenya by serving their elected representatives. Honorable Speaker, I had the opportunity also when I joined this House way back in 2013, and I was fortunate to deputize Honorable Kainan, the father of the House, as his vice chair of the Public Investments Committee, the then larger PIC. And Florence worked very closely with us.
Order member for Nairobi. The least you can give to Florence is to sit and listen in total silence. And I order the clerk that the proceedings in relation to Florence will be compiled and forwarded to her for her records. Go on, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was saying I had that good opportunity to work with Florence when I worked as a vice chair of the Public Investments Committee in 2013. And indeed, what you have said of Florence, she will never offend any member in the committee. We had a large committee of 27 members. And it was a difficult committee to manage, the workload of the Public Investments Committee. We had a very efficient chair in the name of Elder and Elders MP, Honorable Kainan. And as strict as Honorable Kainan was in the production of reports, the clerks, Susan Maritim, who was our clerk, often had to call for the support and assistance of Florence, and she came to serve in the committee as a clerk, knowing that she was a bit more senior than clerking services. That speaks volumes of the humbleness with which Florence has been able to serve this country and this House, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, her stellar performance as a legislative assistant, working from the position you have said as a committee clerk, third clerk assistant, rising all the way to become a director committee services, the first director committee services under the new constitution, Honorable Speaker, speaks to her commitment and dedication to duty as an officer of this House. And I want to say, Florence, you have done not just yourself proud, but served this country in a very patriotic manner, served all these members and those that you served before you. You have served at least 7 parliaments. You have seen very many members transition through this House as members of parliament, served close to 4 presidents, under 4 presidents. And that speaks volumes in terms of the experience that you have had over the years. And I want to join the Speaker in appealing to you. Please, in your quiet time, take time and put down your memoirs and notes that can guide the younger members of staff that have been working under you, and those who will join this House as members of staff in the future, Honorable Speaker, because if there is anything I know of Florence, I said I served with her in the Public Investments Committee. If you speak about integrity, Honorable Speaker, if you are looking for integrity in a member of staff, walk to Florence Abonyo and you know what integrity means. Because, as you say, not just offending members or visitors or witnesses who appeared before committees, but also in the way you conduct yourself as a member of staff. We have had instances, Honorable Speaker, where members of staff approach witnesses at times for not very good things, even demanding favors here and there, Honorable Speaker. That has never been for the time close to 3 terms of parliament that I have served with Florence in this House. And I want to encourage you and wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. As the Speaker has said, we look forward to seeing you as a resource person. We look forward to benefiting from your immense experience, and how I wish we had more time to learn from you, and especially for those who joined us this term, Honorable Speaker, because I still see, and Honorable Speaker, this week you just sent out the Honorable Kibagendi for things he said out of the House, Honorable Speaker. But I still see a number of us who are serving our first term saying very unpalatable things on TV. Last night, this morning, I saw a text, a clip forwarded to me of somebody who was saying on TV again that he forced something to be done in this House. And I was wondering, who are you to force anything to be done in this House? And I wish these first-time members can learn from officers, seasoned officers like Florence, because House procedures are there for all of us to learn. And I wish later I'll be speaking to you, Honorable Speaker, because it is a matter related to a bill that I have brought to this House, and I will not allow people to go disparaging this House, seeking to get cheap credit on national TV claiming how you force people to do things. There's no one who is here to force. Let us all learn the procedures of the House in terms of how bills and motions move in this House, and learn from good officers like Florence. Florence, we wish you all the best in your life, in your future endeavors. We wish you long life post your working life. You have done 35 years of great service to the nation. We wish you twofold of those 35 years of service to your family, good time with your children and your husband and your family, and we wish you all the best and good health in all the days of your life, and may the Almighty God bless you immensely. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me join the House also to celebrate Florence Abonyo. Mr. Speaker, I've known Florence for a long time, and just like Caroli is saying that is a classmate, I'm very young, but she was actually my classmate at the university, and she was doing political science, and I was studying law. And I know Florence also within Parliament. She's been very diligent. She's been an excellent servant of this House. We served with her in the Equal Opportunities Committee, and we were stuck with her in Denmark when there was the Icelandic ash. And within that period when we were stuck with her, I saw an excellent officer of this Parliament. And I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, that this House will have lost a very good officer. Mr. Speaker, I wish there was a way in which we can infuse and impart some of the lessons from excellent officers like her, but I'm happy at least that on the 11th of December 2023, she was awarded by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Order of the Golden Warrior in recognition of stellar, distinguished and outstanding 32 years of service rendered to Parliament and the nation. Mr. Speaker, if there is one service that is deserved, it is this. And I want to challenge even the other staff of Parliament that one time when you leave here, what will people say of you? There are some of us who don't flatter. If I thought you are doing nonsensical work, I will not stand here and praise you. But if you are doing excellent work, I will stand here and praise you. Like I know there are officers who are doing also very good work. I'm looking forward, and unfortunately some will not retire because they are younger. They will not retire in my time. But they are doing excellent work. And I hope we can keep that, because you are working with politicians and you have to make sure that regardless of what side a person is, whether they are in opposition or whether in government side, your business is to serve all members of Parliament equally. And you have done that very, very well. And I want to pray that even as you proceed, going on and doing excellent work out there, because I know you are too young. Some people were enjoying you yesterday and telling you look like you are only 45. Like, you know, I also look like I'm 30. Yeah, but do I say? You only look like you are 45. So you are not in society. Otherwise, I conclude by saying the grace of the Lord. Yeah? Can you finish with me? Pardon? And the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you now and forevermore. Amen. I wanted to see if Honorable Ichungwa knows. Instead, he's telling me, Millie, you only look 25. Don't focus on my looks. Focus on blessing, Florence. May God bless you.
Come, Kate. Now the rest of the members, 1 minute each. Come, Kate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to join my colleagues in celebrating Ms. Florence Abonyo. Personally, I've had the privilege of working with her as a colleague, and I want to attest to the fact that Florence, as has been described by yourself, Mr. Speaker, is a very, very diligent public servant. And moving forward, Mr. Speaker, I want to suggest, Mr. Speaker, that in order to make use of such great minds and such great personalities, the Center for Parliamentary Studies and Training should be the place where such very valuable Kenyans can, having this knowledge of Parliament, can go and serve. The Center for Parliamentary Studies and Training is a good institution where we can make use of her immense knowledge of parliamentary knowledge activities. Mr. Speaker, looking at Florence, somebody was saying she's looking 25, but I think she actually looks 16. I mean, it's amazing how she has kept her body. And I want to challenge all the ladies in this house, please to consult her privately in Tamadi. Finally, Mr. Speaker, since she is now retired and before you determine whether she goes to CPST, I want to invite her, Florence, to join Ms. Millie in the two-term movement. Now that she's out of public service, she can join and campaign for His Excellency.
Thank you.
One minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to join my colleagues in honoring this great lady, Florence, and the clerk. In 2007, Mr. Speaker, I came to this house for the first time, and I was in the Finance Committee, a very powerful one. We had the former Minister of Finance, and we were a number of other people, and we, Honorable Kaloki and others, and it was a very difficult committee to handle. Madam Florence, as we used to call her, our prefect, was very articulate, very honest, very humble, very polite, and very loyal. I also continued with her in the committees of 2013 and 2013 and 2018. It's a 2022. I was not with her. She is one of my constituents, Mr. Speaker, sir, and we will take care of her when you come back home and build your house, and we will give you the honor and slaughter a couple of boozies for you so that the people in Kisumu East know that you are an honored member and a distinguished member who has served Parliament for 34 years.
1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. And Mr. Speaker, let me allow, for giving me the opportunity also to congratulate our senior staff, Honorable Speaker, whom I have known for 13 years. Mr. Speaker, when I joined this House 2013, Mr. Speaker, I was placed in a committee of Justice and Legal Affairs, which was headed by the Honorable Jepkonga. And even before the committee, Honorable Speaker, at the time of induction, that is the time I knew Florence. And Mr. Speaker, I can say Florence is a very dedicated officer. She served us well, Honorable Speaker, for the last 13 years I've been in this House. Mr. Speaker, I just want to wish her well as she retires. And Mr. Speaker, I want to support what the Honorable Kamketa said. That, Mr. Speaker, we have the likes of Florence, Mr. Speaker, who are very knowledgeable in parliamentary matters, Mr. Speaker. And if our Institute of Parliamentary Studies, Mr. Speaker, is ready, these are the officers, Mr. Speaker, whom they are supposed to be there, Mr. Speaker, so that we can still utilize their knowledge and their expertise on issues, Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, I just want to wish her well.
Makali Mulu. Stick to 1 minute so that we have
I will actually go below a minute, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I've known Florence for many years. Actually, those who are saying she looks like 18, I can confirm. I saw her around when she was around 20 years because she was my classmate. We were in the same year in university. I got also to interact with her during the 10th Parliament. When I came here as a consultant to train the new parliamentary committees, we worked very closely. I can confirm to this House, Honorable Speaker, if there is an officer who is honest, it is Florence. If there is an officer who is committed to our work, it is Florence. As she retires, I wish her all the best. May the Almighty God provide you with enough sufficient grace. May you go now serve your family, serve Kenyans, and serve God. Amen. Go well.
Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I'd like to also join the rest of my colleagues in, first of all, thanking Director Florence Abonyo for the 34 years that she has served in Parliament, for her guidance, and not personally. Honorable Director Florence has been like my political mother in Parliament, giving us a lot of guidance, showing us the right way to do things, how to be leaders as chairs of Parliament. And the other day, Honorable Speaker, when in liaison committee, the Honorable Karoli mentioned that they actually were classmates with Director Florence. I was very shocked because Honorable Karoli has lost all his hair, but Florence still looks very young. So I just want to wish, Florence the very best, to have a lot of fun. This is the beginning of a new life, and it's a life where you have no rules now. So please go have fun, and we'll still be looking out to get a lot of guidance and mentorship from you.
1 minute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'd like to join you in congratulating Madam Abonyo for the well-deserved retirement. In fact, I joined Honorable Millie and actually confirmed that I was shocked when I was told that she's retiring. For me, as a commissioner, I've always thought that she must be somewhere in the region of 45. I was shocked that she is heading to that age, which I don't want to mention. And Mr. Speaker, Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change your world. Yes. Indeed, it's a testament what Madam Florence has done with education. It has not only changed our world, but it has also changed the world of Parliament. For those she has worked with. And I remember what Benjamin Franklin, one of the writers of the Constitution of the US, he said, Benjamin Franklin, he said, education pays the best interest. Mr. Speaker, what Madam Florence has earned and when you see her, indeed, the interest that she has earned as a consequence of the education she attained in the university she attended, Mr. Speaker, is a testament of what education can do to a person. Mr. Speaker, the only sad thing that has left me when I was a commissioner, I just asked myself, why hasn't she applied for promotion to be even a deputy clerk, Mr. Speaker? You know, that is the only sad thing. We wanted to promote her, but she never applied. I even called her and told her.
That is her modesty.
Oh, yeah, I think so, Mr. Speaker. She allowed others. She allowed that. You know, she reads the Bible more than we do, Mr. Speaker, where Jesus said, be humble. And she literally was humble. Whenever someone has said, we want to apply, she allows others to apply. That is the humility that is in Florence. In fact, Mr. Speaker, while as a commissioner, we had situations. But she is one person who was very calm. You will not distract her by annoying her. I would walk her to her office.
Minute is over. Ochanda.
Mr. Speaker, I still have...
Your minute is over. Ochanda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've known Florence for additional 5 years on top of the years that she's been serving in Parliament. That's on top of the 35 years. I've also known her for additional 5 years. Her determination and resilience was witnessed when we were graduating as a pre-university NYS graduates. You know, before we went to the university, we were going through NYS trainings. And when she finished this, as a lady at that time, I think it was a determination, a show of determination and resilience. Beyond that, Mr. Speaker, it's also important to appreciate not just Florence, but also the institution that has been an employer of Florence. Because serving in one institution for 34 years doesn't just mean anything. For me, for example, it's very difficult if our Florence are serving one institution for 34 years. It means that Parliament is a competitive employer that we really need to see when our staff are able to work through to the end. I want to wish Florence well, fare thee well, Flo. I want to believe that you still have some time to contribute to this nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think we must thank you first of all. Last year, you sent off the Sergeant at Arms in a most colorful ceremony. Today is Director Florence Obonyo. You know, Mr. Speaker, human beings want to be appreciated. And the more you appreciate them, the more they are likely to work hard. And when I see Florence Obonyo and the galaxy of ladies who work in Parliament, it is testament of they are trailblazers in this house. They set a path and others walk along. I meet Florence Obonyo, she comes to a committee and she sits, but she will never talk. She pushes notes to the clerks. And indirectly, she's building others. Her stellar performance is also because of the way she carries herself. And I think we must thank you, and also as the Speaker of the House, celebrate you that this is the best way to send off officers so that others who follow on our path will also see that, yes, even this is the send-off I'm likely to get.
Thank you.
Finally, having OGW, it is normally not given. You earn it for working very hard. With those, I think Florence...
Rosa Buyu, your time is up. 1 minute is over.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Use your 1 minute diligently.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this opportunity to talk about Nya County. Nya County simply means the lady of the county. And in this case, the county is Kisumu County. Mr. Speaker, the people who are going to be poorer for not having met...
Rogers called the coward of the county.
Mr. Speaker, the people who would be poorer for not having met Florence Obonyo are the first-timers in this parliament, the future first-timers in this parliament. Mr. Speaker, when I first met Florence in 2017, when I was a first-timer, she reached out to me when I was looking confused as to what committee I should request to be part of. And I'm sure she reached out to many first-timers too. And she would guide you to let you know what was actually involved in each committee. And, Mr. Speaker, the lady who's leaving us today is a lady who's nurtured many of us. We might not be as decent as she is, but she's tried to make us quite decent so that at least we can follow her path.
I didn't know that you know.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I'd just like to thank Florence on behalf of the first-timers that she nurtures and she guides and she makes to feel comfortable in their legislative work in this parliament. As much as she's from our county, I'd also like to let her know that spread your wings. Yes. You've worked well here and Kenya is waiting for you. Thank you and may God bless you. Thank you.
Good. Wamumbi?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for according me this opportunity. Many of us may not have interacted with Director Florence, but following the praises she has received from colleagues, it tells that she is a good person. And Mr. Speaker, Director Florence joined service when I was only 4 years old. And we can all testify that God has given her grace. Looking at her, I was actually looking for the county member for Muranga to take lessons from Director Florence, so that when she'll be retiring, she'll be looking like Director Florence. We wish you God's blessings. We wish you well in your future endeavors. We wish you... Yes, I was actually looking for the member for Muranga so that they can link up with the director to take lessons of what she has done to look all this good. We wish you God's blessings.
You should be the one telling the house where she is.
We wish you well, Director Florence, and may God bless you.
Member for Jomvu.
Okay, asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nachukua fursa hii pia kumpongeza Director Florence. Nikisema hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nilimjua kipindi changu cha kwanza mwaka 2013 ambapo alikuwa ndio clerk wetu wa regional integration na alituweza kutusimamia vizuri sana. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nasema mfano wa Director Florence ni mfano mzuri, na leo kila mmoja namwombea kila laheri, na vile vile nataka kusema tusiwavunje nguvu wale ambao wako nyuma, kwa sababu wale ambao hawajaweza kuretire pia nao wanafanya kazi mzuri katika bunge hili la Kenya. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri sana kuona kuwa ujuzi na taaluma ya Director Florence, hata kama ameretire leo, lakini bunge bado linamhitaji at her own free time, ama kwa wakati wake unao kuwa na nafasi, anaweza kuja pia kuwashikilia wengine. Lakini kwa niaba yangu na niaba ya watu wangu wa Jomvu, ambapo nimeweza kuhudumu kwa vipindi vitatu, Mheshimiwa Spika, namuombea kila laheri katika maisha na endelee na maisha mazuri anapotoka hapa bunge. Asante sana.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me take this opportunity to sincerely thank and congratulate Mama Florence for the good service she has offered to the Parliament of Kenya. I first met Florence when I came in 2017 during the induction. I again met her when I went to Public Accounts Committee in 2020. And all along, it has been a wonderful experience working with you. And Honorable Speaker, such gems, such good people only come from one university, the University of Nairobi. Go well and serve the people of Kenya.
Ndindi Nyoro.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I also rise to laud the service that Director Florence Abonyo has given to this Parliament and the Republic of Kenya. And it is a testament, Honorable Speaker, that number one, meritocracy is always the best way to recognize talent, because given her experience, given her knowledge, Honorable Speaker, it has been able to manifest even in her service. Secondly is that we must continue to give the ladies of Kenya an opportunity to serve, because it seems they can do very much more, Honorable Speaker, given the service you have seen. I am sure we are all convinced as men in this house that more ladies need position of influence, because they have shown that they have all that it takes in various positions. And lastly, I want to laud her. I have served with her in various committees for her dedication and, of course, by her love of this country and patriotism. We wish you all the best. And by the way, I didn't know that young people are retiring. You don't look like a person who is retiring. You need something else to serve in this nation so that your experience and your expertise can be of help to our country. Thank you very much.
Give Jen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance to applaud Florence and congratulate her on her dedication of the service. I think in this house, other than the Speaker for now, I'm the one who worked with Florence the longest. I was with her in the 9th Parliament, in the absence of Wanjala, who was here in the 8th Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I remember I was given a trip by the then Deputy Speaker, David Musila. We were given 3 ladies in the liaison committee because there was no woman chair in any of the committees. But in the places we were going, they needed to have women. So Amina Abdallah, myself, and Christine Mango were picked, and that is the time we were really nursed by Director Florence. I started, she's kind, she's nice. She also knows how to balance her time because she's such a serious workout person. She really works out, and that's why she looks so young. Florence, I have worked with you. I loved you. You are a teacher to most of us in the procedures of this parliament. So may you go well. May God take care of you and your family. And I hope a chance comes that you'll be able to serve this country even more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me also to join you and the House in congratulating Madam Florence. I worked with Florence for now about 8 years, and I remember very well when I came to Parliament in 2017, I was in Justice and Legal Affairs Committee and delegated, and she would actually visit us from time to time, especially to guide us on how to do our work. The 3 A's that apply to excellent employees apply to her. That is affability, amiability, and availability. A very affable lady, amiable in that she actually loves everybody, wears a smile. Whenever you approach her for anything, she emulates you, Mr. Speaker. Hardly do I see you frowning your face when we come to you. Hardly can you see Florence frowning. All the time you're smiling as you serve people. We must emulate Florence and the Honorable Speaker, even when we're dealing with the difficult cases in the constituencies, with all these difficult voters who sometimes try to irritate us. We must also emulate, wear a smile, give them the best of the service so that they also feel contented, as we have always felt when we are with Florence, when we are doing committee work and the rest of the work. Thank you very much, Florence. May God bless you. Go well.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to wish and bid farewell higher and higher and higher. In her performance, she was excellent. But what went against her in rising to the highest office in that department was tribe and gender. But she took her strides and worked diligently to serve the parliament that she was appointed to serve. She actually, when she sent us a message, because I'm serving in the Public Investment Committee commercial, when she sent a message, she says, it has been a privilege serving. Florence, I want to say to you, I know that you had what it took to actually rise to clerk of the National Assembly. But that did not happen because at the time, you were probably not the right tribe. At the time, you were probably not the right gender. But you served us well, and we commend you and we celebrate you as a woman of service. And the privilege that we had been served by you, we celebrate. I wish you well, and I want you to know that God had a plan and a purpose for you, and you served it well. And we wish you well with your family. I want to say, Mr. Speaker, when Florence joined in 1991, 1992, just to think about the years that she served, in 1992 was the election with Jaramogi Odinga, with Moi Kibaki, and Daniel Arap Moi. I mean, at the time when she joined Parliament,
and
the
Kenneth
next election,
Matiba.
and Kenneth Matiba. So just think, from that time to today where we have William Samoei Ruto, we're still fighting with the challenges of tribalism. And we need to break that. And it is us, the onus is on us as National Assembly to unite this country so that a woman like Florence, who had everything that it took, could not have missed an opportunity to be the clerk of the National Assembly just because she was Luo and just because she was a woman. Florence, I wish you well. I celebrate you. God give you the best life forward. Thank you.
Farah
and God bless.
Maalim, half a minute.
Mr. Speaker, me and you remember Madam Abonyo in 1992 when we came to Parliament. Very young, one of the most beautiful young Kenyan ladies I had seen that time. And strange enough, she's kept that shape all through. I don't know what's the secret. I keep asking her every time I run into her, what's the secret? And she doesn't tell me the secret. She is a fantastic lady. She is a super professional. And I am sure wherever she's going to go, because nobody will believe that she's 60 years old, she'll be able to do something even more.
Thank you.
With her, what you call old age. We wish you all the best. We love you so much. We would have loved you to stay a few more years with us, but be that as it may, this is how the things are happen. I wanted to retire with you, which is 5 years from now, but too bad.
Faith Gitau.
I'm younger than you.
Faith Gitau.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Commissioner Faith Gitau is the chair of the Commission Committee on Staff Welfare.
Thank you very much. And as a chairperson, staff welfare, I have interacted on many occasions with Florence, and I can confidently say that Florence is an exemplar of excellence. In the discharge of her duties, she has clearly demonstrated keen knowledge, efficiency, and profound administrative skills. She has also demonstrated to younger women that it is possible to shatter glass ceilings through courage and strong willpower. Kudos, Madam Florence. You have served with honor. Today, we honor you. May the Lord go with you. May the Lord bless you and give you favor, and may he surround you with his presence. Congrats.
Thank you. Members on their feet, take your seats. Mama Dago, take your seat. Oundo, take the nearest seat. Honorable members, thank you for all those kind words about Florence Abonyo. I can tell you as a house that in the early 90s, we traveled with Florence Abonyo and several members to Chile in South America. And in our delegation was a young officer who had a bad habit of consuming huge doses of alcohol. And he consumed alcohol and became even a nuisance with the trip. When we came back, Florence called the young man and called me and told him, I want to talk to you as a lady. Stop consuming alcohol or alcohol will consume you. The boy didn't stop. He was eventually sacked and he consumed alcohol until it killed him. So Florence is a mother with mother instincts, mother advice. In the last parliament, when the government became vindictive against some members of staff, Florence was singled out maliciously as having leaked information to people who didn't deserve that information. It was all false. Yours truly gave her pro bono legal services. And I scared away those who were tormenting her, and she continued working until today she's retiring. Honorable members, in honor of Florence Abonyo, I want to ask you to be upstanding. She will take a procession escorted by our members of staff who are here. When she gets to the door, you can go ahead and clap for her.
Yes.
Honorable members, order. Thank you, Rosa. Honorable members, may many of you serving in this house, privileged to serve in this house. Even if you are not members of staff, pick a leaf from Florence Abonyo. In matters humility, matters dedication, matters respect, and matters commitment to this institution of parliament and to the country. And just serve and serve without expecting rewards. Thank you. Honorable members, before we go to the next order, allow me to recognize in the Speaker's Gallery, Kamacharia Girls High School from Mavioya, Muranga, and in the public gallery, Tembo Girls High School from Sotik, Bomet. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable members, we now go to statement. Umulkhair Harun.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding abductions of a resident in Hulugo Sub-County, Garissa County. Honorable Speaker, on the afternoon of 6 February 2026, two men, Mr. Sambur Abdullahi Olo, a 75-year-old resident, and Mr. Mohamed Yaro, were allegedly abducted from their locality by individuals using two motor vehicles, Toyota Hilux make, one black and one white. The white vehicle reportedly bore registration number KCR 8R, while the registration for the other vehicle is yet to be established. Mr. Sambur was forcibly taken from his compound, prompting his family to pursue the vehicles and successfully rescue him. However, Mr. Mohamed Yaro, who is believed to have been put in the second vehicle, remains missing to date. His continued disappearance has caused immense anguish to his family and the community and raises grave constitutional and human rights concerns. It is unclear whether the two victims were apprehended by security personnel or a criminal group. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following: the whereabouts and status of Mr. Mohamed Yaro, including an indication of whether he is in the custody of any state agency and the actions being taken to secure his immediate release, findings of investigations into the events of 6 February 2026, including the ownership of motor vehicle, registration number as indicated, whether the said vehicle is associated with any security agency and any disciplinary or criminal actions taken against those found culpable, and safeguards in place to prevent abductions, arbitrary arrests, enforced disappearances, and the impersonation of security personnel. Mr. Speaker, this adds on to the other statements I'd raised earlier with regards to Mohamed Yale and other 4 young men who are also missing from Garissa and are yet to be returned, and the ministry has not provided any sufficient response. Thank you.
Chairperson for which committee? Yes, yes, Chairperson, Internal Security.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. We'll attempt to respond in 2 weeks' time. And Honorable Speaker, in regards to what the member had alluded of several other unresponded statements, Honorable Speaker, majority of them had elapsed at the end of the 4th session. But as our procedures and standing orders, if the person has not been found, she can as well do the same statement again. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The next statement requested by the Honorable Walter Owino.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is request for statement regarding delayed settlement of dues owed by Sony Sugar Company. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding the prolonged non-settlement of arrears owed to sugarcane farmers, sugar factory workers, and other service providers by Sony Sugar Company. Honorable Speaker, in May In 2025, the government finalized the leasing of 5 state-owned sugar factories. By then, Sony Sugar Company had accumulated unpaid salaries, gratuities, pension contributions, leave allowances, and other lawful monetary entitlements owed to workers. Additionally, the company owed sugarcane farmers, cane transporters, and suppliers who had delivered goods and services. The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development undertook to settle all outstanding accrued arrears as at the lease handover date by July 2025. Honorable Speaker, despite the undertaking, the farmers, suppliers, and employees who lost their jobs after the restructuring by the private investor are yet to be paid. They have persistently followed up with the relevant authorities, but neither have their dues been settled nor clear settlement plan and timeline for payment of their dues provided. This situation has continued to erode confidence in the sugar sector reforms and subjected livelihoods that relied on the sugarcane value chain to severe economic distress, including inability to meet basic needs, service loans, pay school fees, and access medical care. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on the following. 1, reasons for the failure by the ministry to settle arrears owed to workers, farmers, and suppliers to Sony Sugar Company by July 2025 as earlier indicated. 2, the total amount owed to workers and farmers, indicating the number of persons affected following the restructuring of Sony Sugar Company by the private investor and amount due to each. And 3, the measures by the ministry specifying the budgetary provisions made to ensure immediate settlement of all pending arrears and their timeline for payment. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, what's your point of order?
Madam Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity and allow me to join my brother, Honorable Walter Owino of Awendo. This matter is not unique to Sony Sugar. It actually cuts across all the 4 government-owned sugar companies. Madam Speaker, last May 2025, on the 19th to be specific, there was gazettement of new leases to the sugar companies, Honorable Speaker. And it had been promised that before the new investors came into office, the government of Kenya was to pay all the pending dues to workers and to farmers alike, Honorable Speaker. Of course, on top of that, are onward sales of sugar that had not been settled, Honorable Speaker. People who paid for sugar to be delivered, that transaction occurred, and people lost money. And these are liabilities now accruing to these sugar companies, Madam Speaker. So even as the Agriculture Committee will be sitting down to look in depth into these issues around sugar and sugar companies, it is important to make sure that we collate all the outstanding dues to workers in all these sugar companies, together with all the farmers, Honorable Speaker. If we do not do this, there are many people, 70% in number, who were actually offloaded from the former companies by the new investors, Madam Speaker. These people cannot take their children to school. They cannot attend to their sick in various hospitals. Some have actually died as a result of frustrations, Madam Speaker. So this is a matter that we need to expedite, get deep into the bottom of it, so that we can have this matter resolved once and for all, Madam Speaker. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Chairperson, Agriculture and Livestock.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, sugar issues are burning at the moment, and we have a lot of issues surrounding the payments. So I believe in 2 weeks' time we can give the statement. We've just been having an engagement with the State Department, and about a third of the time has been spent on discussing sugar issues. So I'm sure the ministry is alert on the issues, and they'll give us a good report in 2 weeks.
Thank you. 2 weeks. Okay, next statement by the Honorable John Gakusha, member for Mukurweni.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
You change places. Okay.
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the non-grading of the Kenya Sign Language in the 2025 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education Examination, KCSE. Honorable Speaker, the Kenya Sign Language, KSL, was offered and administered as a subject to students without hearing impairment, who are more than 12,000 candidates in the 2025 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, KCSE, examinations. However, despite examining the non-deaf candidates, whom would refer as the students without hearing impairment in the subject, the Kenya National Examination Council, NEC, excluded KSL grades in computing their final grades. This academically disadvantaged the students in the computation of aggregate grades, causing them to miss the minimum university entry grade. Honorable Speaker, the consideration of Kenya Sign Language in the final grading of students without hearing impairment in the 2024 examinations created a legitimate expectation among candidates, parents, and educational institutions that a similar approach would be applied in the 2025 examination cycle. Notably, neither the Ministry of Education nor NEC issued any circular, policy guideline, or official communication to the effect that grading of the Kenya Sign Language would be restricted to learners with hearing impairment. Despite the absence of such communication, NEC proceeded to register candidates without hearing impairment for the subject, allowed them to sit the examination, marked the scripts, and thereafter declined to consider the results. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education on the following. 1, the justification for exclusion of Kenya Sign Language from final grading for non-deaf candidates in the 2025 examinations, despite the subject having been graded in 2024. Number 2, reasons why the Ministry of Education and NEC failed to issue any circular or communication on a change in the status of Kenya Sign Language as an examinable elective subject for candidates without hearing impairment, yet proceeded to register, examine, and mark their scripts. And 3, immediate corrective measure that the ministry intends to take to remedy the apparent procedural lapse to protect the academic outcomes and ensure equal treatment of the approximately 12,000 candidates affected nationwide. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chairperson, Education Committee. As usual, it's not there. Chairperson, Majority Leader, you want to hold brief?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I will relay that to the Chairperson Education, Honorable Meli. He was here, I don't know where he has stepped out to.
Okay.
At least the Chair Education is
But
seen
do you
in the House.
undertake on his behalf?
Maybe give us 2 weeks, Honorable Kagushia. 2 weeks. Where is Kagushia?
Kagusha has crossed the floor. Thank you. The Honorable Member for Ibakasi West, Honorable Mark Mwenje.
Thank you. Apologies, Honorable Speaker, to retrieve my statement. Thank you. These are requests for statement regarding alleged grabbing of a public utility land in Umoja and Ibakasi West constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Lands regarding the alleged grabbing of a public utility land in Umoja and Ibakasi West constituency. Honorable Speaker, the parcel of land LR number Nairobi block 109-2380, situated along Moi Drive in Umoja area and Ibakasi West constituency, was originally designated as a public utility intended for the benefit of residents. Despite the need for essential facilities, including provision of a bus terminus to serve public service vehicles operating along the area, the land has allegedly been illegally occupied by a private individual. This alleged encroachment has raised concern amongst residents who rely on the facility for essential social services. Such encroachment, if not forestalled, could undermine public confidence in land administration and deny communities access to essential services. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Lands on the following. 1, a report on the current ownership status of LR number Nairobi block 109-2380, situated along Moi Drive in Umoja area and Ibakasi West constituency, including details of any allocation or change of user that may have been undertaken and the legality of such allocations or changes, the steps being taken to investigate the alleged land grabbing and restore the land to its intended public purpose. 3, the immediate measures being taken to ensure that the residents regain access to the land for its intended public benefit. And 4, the long-term measures in place to safeguard public utility lands from encroachment or misuse. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chairperson, Lands Committee. Majority Leader, it seems the chairperson for the Lands Committee is not here. We call their brief and give an undertaking on their behalf.
Honorable Speaker, the Chair Lands Committee, I have not seen him today, and the Vice Chair, but I will relay this to them and probably ask the Honorable Mwenje to give us another week or 2. This is in Nairobi. A week should be sufficient. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, okay.
Okay, thank you. The next is member for Loima, Honorable Prontos Akuja. Give him the mic. Can you see where he is? Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement regarding lack of National Transport and Safety Authority services in Turkana County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the unavailability of services by National Transport Safety Authority in Turkana County. Honorable Speaker, the NTSA is established under the National Transport and Safety Authority Act, CAP 404, and its mandate is to regulate transport, safety, register license, monitor vehicles, conduct inspections and certification, regulate public service vehicles, and administer driver testing and licensing, among other critical functions.
In furtherance of this mandate, the authority has established branches and county offices across the county to enhance provision of services. However, despite Turkana County being the largest county by landmass, covering an estimated 77,000 square kilometers, it does not have a functional NTSA branch. Due to this, Honorable Speaker, residents are forced to travel long distances, often to Eldoret town in Uasin Gishu County, to access essential services such as driving tests, insurance and collection of logbooks and number plates, motor vehicle inspections and other services. This imposes significant financial and logistical burden on residents, including transport costs and other related expenses. These circumstances undermine the constitutional principles set out under Article 232(1)(c) of the Constitution, which requires public services to be provided promptly, effectively, and equitable to all citizens. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1, the immediate plans by the Ministry of Roads and Transport to provide NTSA services in Turkana County, including specific timelines. Number 2, the long-term measures by the Ministry to ensure equitable decentralization of NTSA services to underserved counties, such as Turkana County, across the country. And this will ensure that all of us reach Singapore at the same time with other Kenyans. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Chairperson, Transport and Infrastructure. Okay.
Honorable Speaker, on this one, I think Badi Twalib can speak, but probably you should direct the clerk to write to the Chair Transport Committee and the Vice Chair to inform them that the House resumed business on the 10th of February, and this is the second week, because they are never here. The Chair and the Vice Chair Transport Committee are never here. Since we opened, I have never seen them, set my eyes on them. Maybe you can direct the clerk to write to them, to inform them. Maybe it's keep their diaries. You know, they are very busy people. And inform them that the House resumed on Tuesday last week, 10th of February.
Thank you. Okay.
But there's a member maybe
that
who
has
can...
been noted and shall inform the committee.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to assure the member for Loima that in the next 2 weeks' time, you will get the response. Thank you.
I think we have at least Honorable Twalib has committed on behalf of the committee. We shall hold you to it. The next, we have a statement by the Honorable Lomboko. Milema.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It's a request for a statement regarding the payment of monies to teachers by the Kenya National Examination Council. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provision of Standing 44(2)(c), I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the delay in payment of monies to teachers and other examination personnel by the Kenya National Examination Council. Honorable Speaker, in October 2025, the Kenya National Examination Council, NEC, engaged approximately 30,000 examiners for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, KCSE, and 15,000 teachers as examiners for the Kenya Junior Secondary Education Assessment, KJSEA. The said teachers dedicated their time and rendered critical national service, often working under demanding conditions and away from their families. Regrettably, the Council is yet to disperse approximately 2.7 billion owed to the teachers as remuneration for their services. Further payments due to supervisors, invigilators, center managers, and marking centers also remain outstanding. These delays reflect a recurring pattern that adversely affects educators, disrupts their livelihood, and undermines morale within the education sector, while also raising concerns about the sustainability and integrity of the national examination process. It is imperative that the Kenya National Examination Council upholds fair labor practices and promptly fulfills its financial obligations to examination personnel, whose professional commitments should not be met with prolonged financial hardship. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education on the following. Number one, the reasons for the delay in disbursement of funds to teachers who served as examiners for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education exams and the Kenya Junior Secondary Education assessments in October 2025. Two, the expected timeline for the full disbursement of the outstanding payments to all affected personnel. And three, measures being put in place to prevent recurrence of such a delay in future examination cycles, including timely budgeting and establishment of a clear payment timelines to ensure prompt remuneration of examination personnel. Honorable Speaker, you recall that even invigilators, supervisors, center managers, and all other staff involved in these examinations in October 2025 are yet to be paid. And this has caused a lot of pressure and unhappiness in the sector. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I think that's also for the Committee on Education. Yes. Give Majority Leader the mic.
Honorable Speaker, as Honorable Mboko says, in a week, I'll relay that to the Chair Education.
Okay.
And good thing Mwalimu is a member of the same committee. Since when? You left? Oh, yes. He's no longer a member.
Because you would have patent bias.
But he has deep interest in that committee.
Yeah, because you have the patent bias, so you can't be a member of the committee. I think next is Majority Leader. You have your usual statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions.
There is a point of order, Honorable Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity for this point of order. Last week on Tuesday, the 11th of February 2026, I requested for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations regarding two Kenyans who were reportedly coerced into the military service of the Federal Republic of Russia. One Justice Ombati Mayenda is said to have been injured. One Justice Mayenda Ombati is said to have been injured while at war, fighting for Russia. He's in hospital. Mr. Clinton Nyapara Mogesa is said to have died at war, fighting for Russia. And the families are suffering. The families are worried how they can get the body of Nyapara back here and Mr. Ombati back here in Kenya. The Speaker ordered that the chairman brings the statement today. I'm wondering, Madam Speaker, I haven't seen the chairman around. I don't know when the statement is going to be laid in the House. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I think, Honorable Member, there was a report on Russia yesterday by Majority Leader. I don't know, unless yours, it's, the factors are distinct from what the Majority Leader reported. Maybe Majority Leader explain? Okay, maybe you can explain.
Honorable Speaker, it looks like Honorable Nchoke has a specific one because I saw him raising his hand. But on the Russian matter, I did give the statement as was directed by the Speaker last week, yesterday afternoon. And it covers many of those instances, and I remember in that report, there are 39 Kenyans who are hospitalized in Russia, quite a number of others who are maimed. One was reported dead. And Honorable Nchoke, maybe you could have a look at that in the table office, or I can give you a copy in my office to have a look and see if it addresses the particular case you're asking for.
Honorable Nchoke, would you like to clarify, just so that we know if yours is different from what was reported by the majority leader?
Yes.
Then majority leader can take note of it. But if it's similar, then I think you're free to go to the office of the majority leader to look at the report if it was comprehensive enough.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've gone through the report that was laid here yesterday by Honorable Ichungwa from the NIS and from the National Police Service. It's a good report, but it's generally a very generic general report. But my statement sought the two cases. A statement of two cases for Clinton Nyapara, who is reported dead in Russia, and Justus Ombati, who is said to be in hospital, also in Russia. Very, very specific, Madam Speaker. And neither of those two names are covered in the report that the Honorable Ichungwa laid before the House yesterday. I've gone through the reports.
What direction would you give him, Majority Leader?
Maybe we'll ask the chair security to check for the specific details, but I strongly believe like the person he speaks about who is reported to be dead is among those who are reported. The 39 who are in hospital could be among those who are there. But also for us to understand that this is a war zone. There is nothing much that the embassy in Moscow will do to get access to those people in the war zone. And therefore, even the flow of information is not as quick as we would expect. It's not Kenyatta National Hospital, Honorable Speaker, or another hospital within our jurisdiction, but I will relay that to the chair security to see if he can fish out any specific information on those two particular cases.
But also, Majority Leader, since the DCI is seized of the matter, maybe you can report the names to DCI so that it can become part of their investigation, which is ongoing. Because they actually cited that there is ongoing investigations still. Is that satisfactory? Honorable Njoke, one last shot.
In my view, Madam Speaker, I don't in any way to, I understand you, but you can appreciate the limitation of DCI or DCIO, whether they can go all the way to Russia to do the investigations. But probably should be the embassy, our embassy in Russia that can help us if the two cases happened and are in Russia. I thank you.
The two reports that came to Parliament yesterday was from NIS and DCI, and they do work with our embassies. Yes, they use the embassies, and they will normally have security attaches at the embassies. So they would still use, we don't have to be specific on the way they conduct their investigation. Once you tell them to conduct the investigations, they use all the channels that are available. I think we are done now, isn't it? Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 17 February 2026 to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, let me appreciate honorable members for settling down fast and enabling the House to embark on transaction of business of the House in earnest. Indeed, in just 1 week, the House has already concluded the second reading of 5 bills and is scheduled to vote on the second reading of the 6th bill, which we already did, Honorable Speaker, earlier this afternoon. Additionally, the House has so far passed 3 substantive motions, including a motion on the on the appointment of the Director General of the Financial Reporting Center and the petition on regulation of TikTok in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, this progress is a sign that the House is already on the right trajectory for achieving optimal performance this session. Honorable Speaker, with regards to business scheduled for the week, for next week, the House is expected to consider the following bills at various stages, some of which are listed in today's order paper. Committee of the Whole House on the Judges' Retirement Benefits Bill of 2025. 2, a second reading of the following bills, should they not be concluded today. 1, the Miscellaneous Fees and Levies Amendment Bill 2025. 2, the National Infrastructure Fund Bill 2026. And 3, the Energy Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 42 of 2023. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will be undertaken on the following motions. One is a 7th report on the audited accounts of the National Government Constituency Development Fund Board for the financial years 2016, 2017 to 2021, 2022. 2 is the 8th report on the audited accounts of the National Government Affirmative Action Fund for the financial years 2016, 2017 to 2021, 2022. 3 is a report on the audited accounts for the Judiciary Mortgage Scheme Fund for the financial years 2011, 2012 to 2021, 2022. 4 is a 9th report on the audited accounts of the National Government Constituency Development Fund for constituencies in Nakuru County for the financial years 2013, 2014 to 2021, 2022. And 5, consideration of the report of the delegation to the 150th Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union. The House will also prioritize consideration of the following motions for which the relevant committees are expected to submit their respective reports next week. 1, consideration of a nominee for appointment as a permanent representative of UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. 2, consideration of a nominee for appointment as a chairperson of the Public Service Commission. 3, session of paper number 3 of 2025 on the partial divestiture in Safaricom PLC by the Government of Kenya. And 4, session of paper number 6 of 2024 on the National Aviation Policy. Further, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee noted that various bills that were referred to mediation committees are yet to be concluded. Instructively, Article 113 of the Constitution requires a mediation committee on a bill to undertake the mediation process within 30 days. I want to urge our members representing the National Assembly in the respective mediation committees to take note of the constitutional provisions and engage the Senate, our Senate counterparts with a view to prioritizing pending mediation processes on bills. Honorable Speaker, with respect to the appearance of Cabinet Secretaries to answer questions from members, I wish to restate that question time will be resumed at an appropriate time after concluding the budget process. However, as members may recall, yesterday the House adjourned its business to discuss a matter of urgent national importance regarding the drought situation in northern Kenya, following which I undertook to invite the relevant Cabinet Secretary to address the matter. In this exceptional regard, I wish to convey that in accordance with the provisions of Standing Order 42A5 and 6, the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs will appear before the House on the afternoon of Wednesday, 25th February 2026, to respond to question number 002 of 2026 by the member for Wajir West, the Honorable Yusuf Farah, MP, regarding the current drought situation in Turkana, Marsabit, Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, Isiolo, and Samburu counties. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee shall reconvene again on Tuesday, 24th February 2026, to schedule business for the rest of that week. And I wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. And thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if you could indulge me, the reason why we go through this statement every week is to appraise members on the business that is likely to, subject to the meeting of next week, Tuesday, of the House Business Committee, what is likely to appear before the House next week. And I say this, Honorable Speaker, because a number of committee chairs are absent when their reports are on the floor. And we did indicate last week as we began, we will prioritize a number of committee reports, a number of private members' bills and motions, so that they do not lapse at the end of this session. So I really want to urge all our chairs, if you are not there to move or process your business, please make sure your vice chair is available. If your vice chair is not there, one of the other 13 members of your committee can do that work on your behalf, so that we do not derail any work of the House because we do not. And I think from next week, we have indulged one committee this week whose business, the Honorable Chepkonga was called in for a meeting yesterday, abruptly just before his business, and we indulged him, so his business has been rescheduled. But from next week, if we skip your business, that's it. We will not come back to it. To Honorable Speaker, I have alluded to the fact that we will be considering the National Infrastructure Fund Bill of 2026 and also the partial divestment by the Government of Kenya, the session of paper number 3 of 2025. And I did mention earlier, Honorable Speaker, I got a clip this morning when the member for Suba North, Milizi is Suba South, isn't it? So, Suba South, the Honorable Karoli Omondi was saying on TV that he forced them. I don't know who are them, to introduce this bill, the National Infrastructure Bill. You know, Honorable Speaker, I am the sponsor of this bill. And the Honorable Karoli Omondi has no capacity to force me to do anything. Zero capacity. Two, he just does not understand the processes, and is the person I was alluding to when I said we must take time when you are new in this house to learn the processes. By the time a bill is introduced here, it has gone through many other processes. This bill was considered in cabinet last year at the end of November or early December. Cabinet, the last cabinet meeting, or the second last cabinet meeting last year in December, announced, or if you read the communique they gave, they say they are going to establish a national infrastructure fund and a sovereign wealth fund.
And the president raised it in his State of the Nation address.
Ahead of that,
Yes.
the president had spoken to it. Then went to cabinet, processed the bills in cabinet. They were sent to this house last year. And we processed those bills, they were ready. I remember in December myself, while speaking to the media, NTV, because I am a respecter of house rules and procedures, and I never wanted to anticipate debate. Ibrahim Karanja of NTV asked me that particular question. Why are you not establishing a law? And I told him, Parliament is still sitting. And who tells you when Parliament resumes, there will be no law? Because I knew the bill was already in the House. That bill matured by the time we had we resumed. It was published and is already undergoing public participation. Therefore, for a first-time member to want to look intelligent or brave and say that I forced them to introduce a national infrastructure bill, you know, it's very embarrassing. And I said, I must take it up on, and I wish Honorable Karoli Omondi was here, because you shall not use this house to go and do cheap politics on national TV or on TikTok. If you are looking for bites to do on TikTok, please look for other things, but not, especially business that I am sponsoring.
Honorable Lomboko,
Because
since
I
you
take
have
my
a
work very
point of
seriously.
order, is a point of order? Yes.
I have a lot of
Is it
respect
a
for
point
the
of
leader, and
information
I
or
know
point of
he's
order?
executing his work. Honorable Speaker, I want to ask the leader that, you know, the young members of parliament must also look for some easy, cheap credit outside there. And publicity for bonga points. And when one of them picks something from you and pretends it's his own, I want to ask you and beg you that you just treat them with a little bit of kindness, because they must also survive. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You know, Honorable
So you
Speaker,
have concurred with the majority leader.
you know, Honorable Speaker, I take Honorable Mboko's advice, but he speaks about a young member of parliament. This member is not young, and he doesn't look young at all. But he's a first-time member of parliament who should take time to learn the processes and procedures in the House. Because you can't say that you are forcing the House, or them, I don't know who are them, because the clip I got, he said them, that I forced them to introduce the National Infrastructure Bill. I only say that, Honorable Mboko, because I will allow Honorable Chepkonga to inform me, but just to respond to Honorable Mboko, I was saying I only raised it because it may look like it is Honorable Karoli Omondi that forced me to introduce this bill. If Karoli reads the Kenya Kwanza manifesto, on page 10 of that manifesto, it says we shall establish a national infrastructure fund. Karoli had not even read the Kenya Kwanza manifesto. So he cannot go to claim credit for what he has no idea of. He should just be patient, wait for the bill to come here. If he has anything substantive to say or input to give to improve the bill, improve. If he has nothing, please don't use this house, and that was the point I was raising, Honorable Speaker, when the substantive speaker was there. Don't use business in this house to go and do your cheap politics out there, please. And I said it yesterday, Honorable Speaker, let us be kind enough to ourselves, because it is the house we portray badly out there. When you go and say those things you are saying on TV because you want to look intelligent or sound intelligent. You may sound, but not look, or you may not be intelligent by sounding intelligent. Honorable Speaker, let me allow Chepkonga to inform me as I finish.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, you know, I listened to Honorable Karori Omondi. He's a good friend of mine. Unfortunately, as the majority leader has just said, he completely went off tangent. In fact, I just wanted to inform the majority leader that, in fact, one of the things that he claimed, that he financed the ODM to the tune of over 300 million shillings. Mr. Speaker, if you look at Honorable Karoli Omondi, does he look like 300 million shillings? Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, I have even invited him to come for a fundraising in my constituency, but he has refused a number of times. I was shocked to hear, and so I'm wondering why Honorable Milemba is sympathizing with a person who has a lot of money. He does not require. In fact, Madam Speaker, he said that he donated to ODM, and you know I was in ODM. He donated to ODM Chungwa House. You know, Madam Speaker, for you to donate Chungwa House, you require to be sympathized with. And in fact, Madam Speaker, I want to inform the majority leader that he said that he's no longer a member of ODM. He wants to form his party. So I don't know he was speaking in what capacity, as against our good Senator Eddie Okech, who spoke a lot of sense, Madam Speaker. I thank you.
Okay, last point of order, Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. But I think the honorable member is misleading the House. Honorable Karoli didn't talk about 300 million. He said he supported ODM to the tune of 700 million. So when you are saying, you need to be saying correct things, Madam Speaker. Honorable Karoli, as you say, is called Dangote because he's very well managed. Madam Speaker, you know us as Subas. We are Subas, we are a minority. So even when a minority takes on the majority leader, just be kind to him. As we are minorities, and as minority, we are proud of our few minorities. So I would request you next time, especially because Karoli, as you rightfully say, he may not be young, but he's a first timer. So please bring a substantive motion next time so that he also gets time to respond to you. I think that is a better rule of debate, because it would be nice for him to learn from you as you against him and he responds, so that even when you raise 300, he can also tell us the source of 700. I also want to be also rich like Karoli.
Yes, the majority.
Honorable Speaker, you know, from Suba North, like Millie. Suba South, and Millie is from Suba North. And the indomitable Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury, Honorable John Buddy, is a penultimate Suba from Suba South. Honorable Speaker, you know, Millie is a minority whip. I saw in that clip also the member claiming that he is being removed from a committee. And Millie, who is his neighbor, is a whip. And I want to state here, because I am the chair of the selections committee, the minority whip has not proposed anybody's removal from any committee. So don't go seeking cheap publicity out there. But and the Honorable Karoli Omondi, I have engaged with him. He knows he's chairing a committee that he should not be chairing. And therefore, let me just say it here. He will leave the chairmanship of that committee, because that committee must be chaired by the majority side. And he knows it. I have engaged with him, and I advised him on what to do. Then he goes on national TV to say, oh, I am being Honorable Millie or the minority leadership that is removing him. I want to state he will leave the seat of the chairmanship of the CIOC committee because he was not to chair that committee. It is a majority side committee. And we are a house that respects political parties. We have a working arrangement under the broad-based government with ODM. That is why Professor Nyikal, Dr. Nyikal, is the chair of our health committee. That is why the Honorable Fatuma, who is a very diligent chair, you see how much business she had this afternoon and how efficiently she was able to give all those notices. And she will sit here throughout the afternoon sitting to see if any of her business will be arrived at. Now, a member who never sits here, only sits here for 2 minutes, then runs off to a TV station to say, oh, I am being removed from a committee. Oh, I have 700 million shillings to donate. I donated 1,000. You donate whatever you want to donate to your political party. But don't disparage the work of the House. That was my point, Honorable Speaker. And I have nothing against the Honorable Karoli Omondi. It is just my simple advice to the not so young members and the young members who are serving their first term. Take your time to learn the processes, because you cannot force anybody to introduce a bill here, even a private member's bill. Honorable Undo has been here. He has introduced very many bills. This member for 3 years has not introduced anything. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. And before we proceed, I'd like to recognize the Nyandarua National Polytechnic from Oljoro Orok constituency in Nyandarua County, who are seated in the public gallery. And on behalf of the substantive speaker, myself, and the entire National Assembly, you're welcome to Parliament, and I hope that you shall benefit from the deliberations. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 12, Committee of the Whole House.
Great honorable members, we are in the committee with the whole House, and specifically to deal with the Judges' Retirement Benefit Bill, National Assembly Bill number 27 of 2025. This one was sponsored by the leader of Majority Party. So, Leader, we shall be relying on you for the many amendments, and we ask you to take your seat so that we may proceed.
Clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6 be part of the bill. And these ones don't have an amendment. I now put the question, Honorable Leader, order. Thank you. I now put the question that clauses 3, 4, 5, and 6 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I propose that clause 7 be amended as shown on the order paper. This is purely to remove some words that found their way onto the bill when they are not necessary. Like the word we are removing is a public, which is misplaced, should not be there. Before the commencement of this act was appointed a judge, not a public. Thank you. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the mover. I now put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the mover. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 7 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 8 and 9.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 8 and 9 be part of the bill. And now that there are no amendments on these ones, I proceed to put the question that clauses 8 and 9 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Mover.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 10 be amended as shown on the order paper, and this is purely a cleanup, such that the words we are removing, retirement age, are misplaced. They are not supposed to be there. This appears to be a typing error. I beg to move.
I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the mover. And I'll put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the mover. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16.
I propose the question that clauses 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I proceed to put the question that clauses 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I beg that clause 17 be amended as shown on the order paper, and that is clause 17, subclause 2. And the word that is misspelled there is been. It's spelled as being. So we want to delete being and replace it with been. Thank you.
I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed by the mover. Did I hear Honorable Millie say something? You want to say something on this one?
Sorry, Chair, I support because really that's not even a substantive amendment, but we support in general.
Very well. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed by the mover. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22.
I propose the question that clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there are no amendments on these ones, and I therefore proceed to put the question that clauses 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 23.
I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Mover. Yes, I know there are two amendments there, but let's go first with the chair. There's one by yourself and then by the leader.
I thought they're the same. Leader, look at you. I think it's the same proposal.
Okay, but then order, Honorable Chair. Let's give priority to the leader. So leader goes first.
Honorable Chair, is actually the same amendment that we both have. And may I move that clause 23 be amended as provided for on the order paper. Honorable Chair, this is to provide for an enhanced and pension benefits for the current 4, or what would be the 5 Supreme Court judges who are not either the Chief Justice or the Deputy Chief Justice. As you are aware, the Chief Justice and the Deputy Chief Justice have their retirement benefits under the Deputy President and Designated State Officers Act. But the judges, the other 5 judges, and now with the demise of Justice Ibrahim, there are 4, they have other duties, administrative duties that they do on behalf of the court. And this involves a lot of other work that is administrative, that they do on behalf of their colleagues in the judiciary. They take care of their judicial infrastructure and buildings. They look after the welfare of judges and staff of the judiciary. They are the ones who are involved in the development of rules and regulations of the court, training, and both the bar and those on the bench, and also managing the bar and bench relationships between Mili, Murugara, and other lawyers and members of the judiciary who are serving. And therefore, they have a lot of additional responsibilities, and also they are serving in the apex court. And therefore, to put the Supreme Court judges on the same pedestal with other judges would look a bit unfair and not very appreciative of the other administrative work they do. Therefore, we just seek to enhance not their pension, they will have their pension, but other non-pension benefits. And that would probably constitute, remember these Supreme Court judges are also the ones who deal with most of the very heavy, even political issues. They are the ones who look at presidential petitions. And therefore, post-retirement, I may have run for president and thought probably they made a decision that was not fair to me and target any one of them. And therefore, you need to assure them that they have non-pension benefits such as additional security, maybe a car, and some fuel allowance. And therefore, that's all we seek to do here, to give them that additional non-pension benefits, but they will enjoy the same pension as the others. But we give them additional non-pension benefits, Honorable Speaker. And I beg to move.
No, allow me to propose the question first. Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed by the leader. Yes, Chair? Or Chiponga?
Mr. Chair, I rise to agree with the leader of majority that indeed, by the time you reach the apex court, in which you deal with only serious constitutional issues, Mr. Chair, you deserve to be rewarded better than the other judges. You know, for us, some of us that have appeared severally at the Supreme Court during the presidential petitions, and I've appeared, I think, twice. Mr. Chair, that is high-octane politics. In fact, they have to sleep in an hotel. They don't go to their houses. It is a very serious matter. And so, you must reward such people, Mr. Chair. You know, they are no longer lesser mortals like some of us who deal with issues that are earthly here. You know, they have been at least upgraded a little bit. You know, I have been praying that one day, serious people like Honorable Millie Odhiambo become judges of the Supreme Court. The only problem is that your brother went ahead of you. So I don't know what we will have to do. One of these days we'll have to ask him, our own brother, the senior judge, of course. No, he's not a super, I know he's a Luo, but you know you must balance some of these things at the Supreme Court. So, Mr. Chair, I support this particular amendment.
Very well.
Very important.
Honorable Wino.
Okello.
Okello.
I thank you very much.
Nyando.
Yes, I thank you very much. I'm in line with the proposal as advanced by the majority leader, Honorable Speaker, for one to actually serve at the Supreme Court. Look at what happens in the United States of America, for example. The rigorous process through which they are taken through evaluation and re-evaluation, including that of their personal conduct and character, Honorable Speaker, is so deep that, you know, they have to really be properly remunerated, Honorable Speaker. I remember in 2013 when we presented the best petition in the world, Honorable Speaker, The Supreme Court rejected our 800-paged evidence, Honorable Speaker. 800 pages. I don't know to collect an evidence of 800 pages, Honorable Speaker, within that short span of time is a sacrifice, Honorable Speaker. Then they rejected. So it is true that some people may be holding all those into their hearts with an intention for rebuttal or retribution, Honorable Speaker. And therefore it is important. Only what we need to do is to cap the number of security that they should be accorded. Maybe 2 or 3, or maybe depending on the risks that they are subjected to, Honorable Speaker. But if we leave it open-ended and with the constricted security that we have in the country where we don't have enough, it may be abused or susceptible to abuse, Honorable Speaker. So yes, if it will be on application, but again, I think there will be a review of the dangers that they are exposed to before such a decision is taken. Honorable Speaker, again, in 2017, you know what transpired.
No, you must not debate. You just need to make a comment.
I just wanted to say that the former president was
half a
very
minute.
angry at the decision of the Supreme Court that if he had powers to attack, Honorable Speaker, nothing could have stopped him from doing so. And therefore, I agree with this. They need beefed up security upon retirement.
Great. And your concerns on security of... Okay, on those concerns about security, I think the leader has proposed a schedule in which that will be dealt with. But let's hear from Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, of course, I wish to support that amendment. And Chair, Honorable Jared Okello is giving the example of the President Uhuru when he was very mad at the decision. Chair, I'm a classmate of Honorable Justice Lenaola, who is the chairman of our class group, which is called the MV90. And I left the group as soon as they made that decision. Of course, being a politician, I was that angry. I left the group. But of course, after a while, of course, you relax, you heal. But imagine if there are people who don't heal. They'll just blow them off. But I also want to just indicate that it's not just in terms of security alone. The nature of Kenyan government is hierarchical. So really, we don't even need an excuse. If you are Supreme Court, it's the apex judge. They are the apex judge, court rather, and they are the most senior judges. So really, it really just makes sense that they should get better benefits. Mr. Speaker, Chairman, the mistake we normally do is the Kenyan Parliament. And I was hearing Honorable Ichungwa and several of us who are senior. Many times we refer to new members, people serving their first term. But every time I come now, I'm doing my 4th term, same salary as new entrants. And so Parliament, we are the ones who set laws and set systems for people and discriminate against ourselves. We must always, we must also think about ourselves. Yeah, even if it means that we make those laws and they apply after 10 more years so that it's not benefit to us, but we must follow the system that applies to everybody in the country. The same salary that will be paid to, say, my dear sister here, Honorable Njeri, is the same one that will be paid to me, who was not only in the house, but outside. I've told you I'm a classmate of Honorable Lenaola, who is in the Supreme Court. But I'm paid the same salary as a 20-year-old who has been elected in his constituency.
Very well, very
so
well.
let us, but finally, just one little thing. I know that I've been challenged here that I have my brother in the Supreme Court, of course, ethnically. I've really thought, I don't see any Suba who is in Supreme Court or has ever been. So Subas, we still want that Supreme Court. And if indeed we get to a point where we negotiate for deputy presidency, I'm hearing everybody making noise. Suba must be. Suba.
Very well. I think this one has been overwhelmingly supported, but I just want to hear the
Chair,
leader.
Chair, thank you. And I want to agree with Millie that first, also as a matter of hierarchy, they warrant, the Supreme Court judges warrant something extra. But also the second part, Honorable Speaker, that I forgot on this amendment is to take care of a Supreme Court judge who leaves office before attaining the age of 65 years. Again, we are providing for that any Supreme Court judge who leaves office before attaining the age of 65 years, for whatever reason, there may be health reasons or you want to retire early, you will still be entitled to access your non-pension benefits under that subsection 1 and the schedule. And maybe what Jared was asking, the schedule, if you look at the schedule on page 086, you will see there is actually one driver, a fuel allowance, 2 armed security guards provided on request. If you feel you don't need to request, 1 housekeeper and a cook. Those are the non-pension benefits.
We shall come there, but leader, the house.
So my brother from my school, the Honorable Isaac Lenaola, is well taken care of here.
Thank you.
Because he went to the school.
Leader, members who are also very anticipatory that will speak about the ranking members and their salaries vis-a-vis the newly coming in members. All the same, honorable members, allow me to put the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed by the mover. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 23 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28.
I propose the question that clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 be part of the bill. There are no amendments on these ones. I proceed to put the question that clauses 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 29.
I propose the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I propose that clause 29(4) be amended as shown on the order paper. And what is happening in that clause is that when we named the subsection, which is subclause 3B, C, D, instead of having E, we got an I. So we purely want to correct this. The typo is removed and the subsection becomes neat. Thank you. I beg to move.
I propose the question that clause 29 be amended as proposed by the chair. Honorable members, there's nothing here really. Let me proceed. I now put the question that clause 29 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 29 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Chair, you must keep alert as we move with you. And we must hear your voice on this. Even if we hear no other voice, your voice must be heard. Okay, we proceed.
Clause 30.
I propose the question that clause 30 be part of the bill. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Chairperson. Again, we propose that clause 30 be amended as shown on the order paper. And what is happening here purely is just to correct a typo in that the appointments under the trustees, for the trustees, is under section 29 and not section 30. So we replace section 30 therein with section 29. I beg to move.
I propose the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 30 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36.
I propose the question that clauses 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there are no amendments on these ones, and therefore I proceed to put the question that clauses 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 37.
I propose the question that clause 37 be part of the bill. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I propose that clause 37 be amended as shown on the order paper. And what we are doing here is purely to ensure that we comply with the law, the Constitution, by introducing that when the Cabinet Secretary determines what remuneration is to be paid to the trustees, it is on the advice of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. On the advice. Those are the words we are introducing to make this compliant with the law. I beg to move.
I propose the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 37 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 37 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43.
I propose the question that clauses 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there are no amendments on these ones. Allow me to proceed and put the question that clauses 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 44.
I propose the question that clause 44 be part of the bill. There's an amendment on this one, Chair.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I beg that clause 44, in particular subsection 2, subclause 2C, be amended as shown on the order paper. Here we are simply adding the word after so that it makes sense in that interest that the additional voluntary contributions under the FAD, together with the accrued interest thereon, after leaving employment for any reason. That's the word after we are introducing. Thank you. I beg to move.
I propose the question that clause 44 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 44 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 44 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54.
I propose the question that clauses 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there are no amendments on these ones. I proceed to put the question that clauses 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 55.
I propose the question that clause 55 be part of the bill. There's an amendment. Chair.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairperson. I beg to move that clause 55 be amended as shown on the order paper. And the rationale is this exactly what we are doing. First, we are renumbering so that we have a second subclause. For us to do that, we must introduce subclause 1. Then we have subclause 2, which now as the subclauses 2 and 3, which as the following provisions. A judge of the Supreme Court to whom this part applies shall, during their retirement, be entitled to the additional benefits set out in the schedule. And number 3, subclause 3, a judge of the Supreme Court who leaves office before attaining the age of 65 years shall be entitled to access the non-pension benefits under subsection 1 and the paragraphs A, B, A and B of the schedule. The rationale is to provide for enhanced non-pension benefits for a judge of the Supreme Court appointed to office after the commencement of the legislation. The Supreme Court has 7 judges. We know for sure the Chief Justice and the Deputy Chief Justice draw their pension from a different law, and therefore it is important that we make a provision for the rest of the judges. Then the amendment also allows a Supreme Court judge who leaves office before attaining the age of 65, for whatever reason, to access their non-pension benefits, including what has actually been set out in the schedule, to include transport allowance, medical cover, diplomatic passport, and access to government lodges, etc. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 55 be amended as proposed by the chair. And if this one is taken, then the one of the leader will actually fall because they are actually the same. Let's hear from Ridikiri, Honorable Ridikiri.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think today is going to be a history of the law process in this country, because we are now taking a full responsibility of ensuring one of the government is taken care of. Harmonization is very critical because we have seen the Supreme Court judges drawing from one kitty and the other judges are not. So this bill is causing harmonization, and that's what we really want. It has been a practice everywhere in the world that there must be sequential harmonization of all the benefits that accrues to the members of the judiciary world over. So I support this and say I think this is the best thing that the judiciary will enjoy this year.
Very well. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 55 be amended as proposed. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Will as many as are contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 55 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Will as many as are contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65.
I propose the question that clauses 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65 be part of the bill. Honorable members, there are no amendments on this one, and I therefore proceed to put the question that clauses 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65 be part of the bill. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Will as many as are contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 66.
I propose the question that clause 66 be part of the bill. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Allow me to move that clause 66 be amended as shown on the order paper. And what we are doing here is to renumber the sub-clauses such that we have a clause 1 in 66 and introduce a new subsection 2, which reads as follows. A judge of the Supreme Court to whom this part applies shall during their retirement be entitled to additional benefits as set out in the order paper. And this is purely to provide for enhanced non-pension benefits for the 2 judges of the Supreme Court that were appointed under the new constitution and have already retired. The 2 judges are not covered by the Retirement Benefits Deputy President and Designated State Officers Act, Chapter 197B of the laws of Kenya. This is the second schedule. We shall be talking to it, the additional non-money benefits.
I propose the question that clause 66 be amended as proposed by the chair. And of course, if this one is taken, the one of the leader will actually fall. Honorable members, I proceed to put the question that clause 66 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Will as many as according to opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 66 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as without opinion say aye? Will as many as according to opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 67.
I propose the question that clause 67 be part of the bill. Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I do propose that clause 67 be amended as shown on the order paper. And what we are doing is to delete clause 67 and introduce a new clause 67 as follows. Clause 67(1), the Cabinet Secretary shall be responsible for the payment of pensions and